Southern California real estate agent. Thanks so much for watching. Today we're going to do another episode of Be Money. This one is a really important concept. I really want you guys to understand this. We're talking about the cash flow quadrant today. We got this concept out of the Rich Dad, Poor Dad book series. I just drove to Scottsdale, Arizona this weekend and met Sharon Lechner, the co-author of this book series, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. They wrote many others, probably like 10 or 12 books in the series. But started reading this book in 8th grade actually. Completely changed the way I looked at money, the way I looked at society, and like they're pushing us into being employees. They don't want us to be business owners, investors. They don't teach us about that in school. And so that's part of the reason why Robert Kiyosaki and Sharon Lechner wrote this book, is like they're not teaching us all about the money game in school. And so a lot of people enter the workforce, enter adulthood, not knowing anything about the money game. And so that's why I'm here. Hopefully, what I've learned over the years through reading books like these, many books like these, hopefully I can give you a couple nuggets for you to take home. And so if you haven't read this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, changed the way I looked at money, at life for forever, changed the way I looked at everything, put me on a new path. If you haven't read it or you want to borrow it, hit me up. I'd be happy to lend it to you, send it to you, ship it to you. So definitely feel free to reach out. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. There's a concept in the book series that is a little bit deeper, but it's called the cash flow quadrant. That's what I want to explain right here. The E stands for employee. The S stands for self-employed business owner. The B stands for big business, like somebody that has 500 employees or more. And then the I stands for investor. And so the reason why I'm talking about this is the whole point of life is to get onto this side, the B and the I, and that's so we can retire, that's so we can have time freedom, money freedom. And so when you're on the left side, the E and the S, an employee, a self-employed business owner, you have very little time. Your time is controlled by other people. You don't get to set your schedule as much as somebody would on this side. Typically, there are also less income on the left side than the right side. The richest people in the world are investors and big business owners. So the whole goal of this video, the whole goal of life is to like get our body from this quadrant into another quadrant. And if we can't get our physical body there, then we have to get our dollars there. And so once you get your paycheck, $3 this month, you need to take some of your dollars and move them into another spot on the quadrant. And that's how you're going to eventually retire, get that cash flow so you can go do whatever you want and quit work or start a new career, whatever you want to do. But you can't do that without cash flow. And so the whole point of life is to get from this side to this side. And I'm so sorry they didn't teach you in school, but that's the program that I'm on. That's the program that I've been running for the last 10 years. And so E is employee, they're typically poor, they typically have no time for themselves, and eventually you become more educated and hopefully you become a specialist in something. And so that's kind of what the college system tells us to do. Go be like a doctor, a lawyer, that's kind of like a specialist. And so you may own your own business practice, but you're still very tied to your business with your time. Big business, there's a little more freedom here. You break the chains. There's definitely a lot more responsibility, but you can have a system in place that will take the tasks off your lap and hopefully increase your time freedom and your money with the big business. And my personal opinion, the best spot on this whole thing is the I, the investor. Big businesses, they're running a lot of things. They typically have a lot of responsibility, a lot of day-to-day tasks. The investor's pretty passive a lot of the time. It can be very passive, investment real estate, stocks, bonds, index funds, partnerships. It could be very passive. And so the whole goal of life is to like give up the security. The employee wants security, you know, they'll work for $15 an hour as long as they got that consistent hourly income that they can go home to. Self-employed business people, they like that security. They run the show, they're in control, they love that security. Once you move to the right side, you start to get freedom. Freedom of your time, freedom of your income. and you're not tied to the business. An investor can be very passive. So wanted to show you guys the cash flow quadrant. The whole goal of life is to move your dollars into the other boxes, okay? If you're an employee, move it there. If you're self-employed like myself, move it there. I'm a self-employed real estate agent, so my services are tied to me, my time, my license. So in order for me to move into the other areas, I gotta either like maybe start a giant real estate brokerage with 500 plus employees to where I could scale out myself, or I gotta become an investor, which is my favorite, buying cash flow investment properties, partnering with business owners, starting businesses, investing in stocks, bonds, real estate. Wanted to share this stuff with you guys. Please reach out if there's any more questions on this. It gets real deep, real elaborate. You can find this stuff on YouTube as well. There's more videos on the cash flow quadrant on YouTube. So feel free to reach out if you need anything. I'd be happy to chat with you, game plan with you, buying, selling, investing, setting up our futures together. Would love to chat, would love to game plan. I'm looking for partners and people to help me out too. So would love to help you, would love to chat. Give me a call if you need anything. Brennan Doherty, Southern California real estate agent, 951-256-6613. Feel free to check out this book if you get a chance. Great book, changed my life. Hope you guys are doing well. Talk to you guys soon. Thank you.